Hello, across everybody.
So much.
Hello, Nick.
How are you?
It's a long walk.
It's a long, yeah.
It's a long walk.
A lot of time to reflect.
Very much so. So this is very exciting.
Yeah.
Getaway?
Yes. What a treat to get to show a film that I made to a room full of lovely people. Yeah.
Can we say the words blood-soaked treat?
Yeah,
Because
you can.
We can hint at that. There's a
Yeah.
lot of blood in this movie.
The budget for the blood was just under $1.8 million.
And the budget for the movie itself?
1.9 million.
So what else can people expect apart from a whole shitload of blood?
A lot of blood. I got to work with Ashley B and Sebastian Croft and Maisie Ayres, and they were my little family, and it was we kind of became a little family, and we loved hanging out together. You know, it was one of those summers where you get to. I don't know if you've ever had one of these summers where you get to live in Finland and make a film, but it's lovely. It's a lovely thing. We got to eat a lot of cinnamon buns and got covered in blood, and it was a really lovely summer.
And you wrote this as well.
I
This
did.
has been in your mind for how long now?
I'd had the idea about 15 years ago. My first wife, who's sadly deceased, she's not, that's my friend Daddy laughing. She's very much alive. She is Swedish, and her brother has a house on a tiny little island.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, and we'd spend lots of summers there and Christmases, and after going there for about 15 years, even though I saw the same people at the ferry, because on tiny communities like that, when a ferry comes in, everyone comes out to see who's on it, to see who's bought a fridge or who brought logs back for their fires, and they're very nosy, you know, and
Yeah.
in that time, they never once made me feel even a tiny bit welcome. At all, really. Sometimes, some of the elder men, if they saw me getting off the ferry, they'd do this, and then their wives would hit them with their elbows for doing that. And after about 20 years, I thought, I'd love to fucking kill you all. But I couldn't. I can't do that. International law doesn't permit that.
No, they frowned upon it.
So I said, let me make a film about it. And that's what you're going to see now.
A blood-soaked treat. My God, the colour flew out of my face when you said that about your wife. Oh my word. Anyway, so
That's all right.
no, it's fine. Please do enjoy this
Yes.
Sky Original, this blood-soaked treat. Getaway. We'll be back afterwards for a Q&A with Nick and the cast and the
Cheers.
director. Please do enjoy.
Cheers, guys.
Keep it coming through. Keep it coming. Hello. Amazing. Sorry, mate. Rude. Sit down. Stephen Hars, Sebastian Croft, and Ashley B. Welcome. Oh my word.
Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it.
Guys, that was a ton of fun. Blood-soaked treats, we promised him, Nick.
Yeah, and they got it, I think.
You delivered and then some. Was that all in your head 15 years ago? Have you been, this hate has been fermenting ever since?
It's a love-hate. It's a love-hate. And I think, obviously, now we've all seen it, we can be honest, and the real villains are the British.
I concur.
As we always are, you know. I think they're the real problem here, not
Yeah,
the
I think
Swedes.
so. Yeah, very much so. Ashley, I loved your British/Irish lady, obviously abroad acting, miming to people. Is that something that comes very much from past experience? of
Yes,
miming
it
burger
is. And
orders?
for anyone who has English here as a second language, you are welcome. I learned it from my mother, who thinks like shouting will make someone understand. Do you know where the train station is? So it's that sort of what I was channeling.
Just miming the size of a room. That helps.
Yeah.
That helps. Was this your first blood-soaked rampage?
Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, filmed, yes, in real life. I wish. No, it was definitely my first horror. And a lot of it is just to kind of like jam on your face with flies getting attached to the fake blood. A lot of it is, which left our skin so nice. Remember at the end of the day, we'd have these face cloths taking off all of the fake blood, and we'd be like, oh my God, we are stunning. It's actually really good. Must have been
I
the sugar in it or
suffered
something.
from facial eczema for many, many years, and it cleared it up.
This is what we're really pitching here today. We're pitching a business for skincare.
Just fake blood
Yeah.
or real blood.
And Sky Original Skincare.
Sebastian and Maisie, obviously your first Bloody Rampage as well. What was it like? What was your favourite kill? And that's a weird F-up question, I know, but Sebastian, let's start with you.
Loved killing. I feel like it unlocked something deep within me. My favourite kill, honestly, is not a kill. Oh no, it is a kill. The first shot where we have the butterflies,
Okay.
it was like, because they shot it in slow motion, so in the playback's immediately slow motion, which I didn't know that's how slow motion works, but it was really cool.
Ash thought you actually had to walk really
Yeah.
slowly
A few
in the
takes.
shot.
But it was just so cool, like walking as a family, ripping open a coat with like 40 knives, and then doing a butterfly knife flick and stabbing someone in the neck is pretty much why I wanted to become an actor. So it's amazing.
Maisie, yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I love that sequence as well. When I had like a little knife in the side, and I did it in the side of the head, but I didn't realize like the blood was going to spray. So it sprayed, and I started laughing. I was like, "Oh, I'm being sprayed!" But then it made it just Jesse feel like even more deranged. It was like, but it was just me having a great time. So yeah, I love the machete because
Who doesn't?
I machete in my own time. So. It was great.
Stefan, you're the man who marshalled this mayhem. What was how did you go about it? First of all, what was your favourite part of this blood-soaked treat to direct?
It was very simple. The favorite part was just Nick missing an arm. This was just something I just kept on laughing. It was just impossible to direct or to say anything while Nick was on set with one or 1.5 arms. No, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it was just so much fun having this family together and sort of balancing the eeriness and the comedy. I mean, that was like sort of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just.
And God bless Stefan. At one point, Stefan got COVID while we were filming, and he had to direct from a caravan far away while someone brought a phone to us in the middle of, like on the middle of, the port scene where we're all taken away in the boat.
Right.
So we were trying to, and what do we do next, Stefan? And he was like in a little caravan going, just keep walking to the end of the thing through a phone. So it was definitely, God bless you for all your hard work, Stefan.
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
I think this is one of my nightmares.
Yeah.
It was only for 2 days, and for the rest it was just in person, luckily.
I preferred it.
Yeah.
I'd also like to say, I'm not going to call him up, but I'm going to point out our DOP who made it look amazing. Yoris is at the back, and he's a lovely, beautiful big man. Yoris, will you stand up so we can all look at you? Yay! Thank you so much. It's always nice when like you're going to make a kind of low budget, kind of indie horror film. If you have like an amazing director and an amazing DOP, they can make $2 million at like $20 million, and that's, for me, it's amazing that you can sit back and let Joris and Stefan have their little, their little thing that they do. Not a little thing, makes it sound really comfortable. Which is their little thing that they do, and just they make it look amazing. It's, and I think that was Joris's first time he's ever seen the whole film today, right?
Yeah, I mean, finished.
And he's stuck around, so that was good. It'd been awful
I
if
think you
he.
can't physically leave because you're in the middle of the cinema there, so that's, yeah.
Nick, this is your first time writing as with yourself and no one else, just as yourself, just
Yes,
Nick Frost.
just the
in
two
a
of
room,
us.
Just you. What was it like? What's Nick Frost, a writer, like?
I don't know. I mean, I like to think I'm quite disciplined in terms of doing it as a job, not just, I've talked before about, I used to imagine I wanted to be like a novelist when I was 16, and I wanted to live in St. Petersburg and eat like a really watery soup and just fall in love a lot and have my heart broken and then write an amazing novel, but sometimes I'd only write a paragraph every year. And then, but when you get into writing film, and to television, you realise that you need to get a draft out in 6 weeks, which is a real shock, but you just have to sit like a job and just smash it out. And there's something quite nice in that mayhem, and then for a fact that first draft will always be really big and shit, and then you get amazing actors and an incredible director, and great editors and great, you know, DOPs, and then they just whittle that big bag of shit down into a perfect golden turd. And I mean, it's not a perfect golden turd. What film is? But you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you?
I do. Good. I do. I think I do.
Okay, thanks.
It was beautifully said, actually, Nick. I really felt myself crying into your
Thank you very much.
metaphor.
I feel I'm not going to stand up for a while. I was so moved by that. But in terms of the it's actually a beautiful relationship. The daddy mummy thing. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's quite beautiful.
What's also fucked up is potentially they're not even married. We did talk about Maisie's character and me are the ones that are actually married, and Mummy is just another slaycation psychopath that we, but you know that we didn't really.
I think it came from
explored.
the fact that we thought that people who talk to each other called mummy and daddy when they have children are really disgusting. And wouldn't it be fun if we used that disgusting? And since this film came out, I've had a baby, and it's so hard not to go, oh daddy, will you make me a cup of tea? It's so hard not to actually
It
mummy
happens.
and daddy. It just does happen.
Absolutely happens.
Yeah,
I've got my partner and we've got children, and I
mummy one.
call her Mummy.
Well,
It's so ick.
Yeah,
Really-
was there family time, bonding time beforehand, or did you spend a lot of time together?
A bit. Our first couple of days we're in the car, you know, so that's always when you're just stuck in a car with 3 other actors, you get to know each other really quickly, and it's a nice thing to do, to sit in a car with 3 other people you like and just fuck about, you know.
I have a mic now. This is exciting. Yeah, I feel like we spent a lot. No, we did. Nick did a barbecue. He's a really good cook, and I thought that was bonding time.
I just put the gas on and I couldn't get the thing to light, and then eventually it lit and it blew up in my face. That's how we bonded.
And also the long fight sequence where Nick says he's Kate Bushed and he throws the axe. We choreographed that in like a circus school in Finland, like the first day we arrived, which was quite a weird way to kick off
Yes.
getting to know each other, but was really enjoyable. And I feel like that was bonding.
And also we were like living like really near each other, so like at weekends we just all go and
We'd
stay.
swim in the lake.
Yeah, and like Ashton would like make me dinner and stuff, and buy my shopping.
I will say,
She's
because
my
you
mummy.
really don't know how to cook, like the degree to which Maisie doesn't know. I had to make her dinner because I feared she might die, and I wanted the film to be finished.
There
at
was
some
Greek
point.
bread in Finland, and I was like, toast.
Stefan, were you marshalling this family mayhem? How did you direct these guys as a group?
No, I was just there with the
In your caravan.
Yeah, his camper van.
It was just so great having this group of people together with so much chemistry. And of course, that's always a big worry in the beginning because you cast and it's a pretty low budget film, so it's pretty late before shooting when you get everyone together. So that first day in the car, I mean, that was like the best thing happening. I mean, it was just impossible to direct because you guys were just riffing on each other, and it was just all jokes, and it was just impossible to. I need to get my headphones off just to think to get something. So that was great. So I could focus a lot on the suspense.
Yeah.
Working. I knew that comedy. I mean, that was just that was locked, and sometimes it was just even too much. It was like, fuck this. This is too funny. How are we going to work with this? But okay, fuck it, let's shoot it, and then we'll figure it out. And that was just nice, getting the balance between the suspense and the comedy in the edit and fine tuning it then. So there was just so much to work with, and we didn't have too many days to shoot this, so there was lots. I mean, there was luxury getting this from this.
Also, I think it's a testament to Stefan and to Nick, who obviously wrote it, that they really let us have a lot of fun with the script and with the moments, that you trusted us to look after the comedy while you and yours looked after the visuals and stuff like that, which is just a really nice thing to go, that someone trusts you enough to play. And the same with you and your script. It was such a good script there, and then we were allowed to mess around and improv within the sort of stuff that you'd written, which was just. That's a lovely thing to have on a job, that you can just do your job and just mess around a little bit.
That's lovely. Okay, so we got time now, I think, for about 2 or 3 questions from the audience. If we have anyone who has a question, please do put it
If
up
it's
your
about like
hands.
where the toilet is around, maybe I could save that for someone else.
They are up the stairs. Let me see. Can I see any hands up?
Anyone?
Guys, even
There's
just
a hand.
make up one.
There's
You know
a
what I mean?
hand.
At this stage it gets awkward.
There's a hand. Do we have a microphone? We do. Excellent.
Hi Nick. Because you wrote it, did that affect? Did you affect your acting in any way? Did it affect the way you played the part?
No, I felt like there were different sections of the brain. You know, like when you can eat a full meal and still have room for dessert. Mentally, that's what it felt like. You know, I think there was still a room on set, like Ashton said, to develop it. You know, and I was never really what's the word, like greedy over the script in terms of, well, it must be said like this. It's like, it seems silly to get guys in like this and then not let them do what they do best, you know. So I kind of kept it in different bits. That's what I did. I love you, Eddie.
Did you have a Bible for all the characters and the huge backstory worked out?
No, not really. I mean, there is a backstory and stuff, and every kind of thing, like Kaziruta was where they went into the Arctic in Russia and killed a whole town, and like the Clyde River Paradigm. Again, that was, if we do like a sequel or a prequel, it will be that story, and you'll see what Sam did to piss Dad off so much. But yeah, I mean, you know, I've got books and books of notes just about, you know, where they've come from and the death toll and how they got to where they got, and you know, the Slaycation app and who's behind the Slaycation app and who are the international team of cleanup crew that has to now come and, you know, fix the fuck up of us killing Sam. I've got that's a potential for something else. You know?
And of course, your arm's off.
I have lost an arm. Yeah, there was a coda that I wrote that we were going to shoot where they pull up at this really busy ferry on the border between kind of Botswana and Nigeria, and you see this family in a vehicle, and you just see this kind of claw attached to the car, you know, as they drive onto a ferry to do another slaycation.
Yes, please.
But without Sam sadly.
Yes. Oh well, obviously without Sam. Sorry. Yeah, but you can be present as a Force Ghost.
But yeah, you could be a Force Ghost. Yeah,
Force Ghost. Yeah, maybe, you never know. Any more questions? We've got time maybe for one last question from the audience. Oh yes,
50 more.
There's a hand. Thank you very much.
Firstly, I want to say congratulations on the film. My question is for Nick. There's a great tonal shift between the first two acts and the third act. I want to know, as a writer, how do you ensure that you're taking the right path for the direction that the film leads in, and how many drafts did it take to get this right?
Lots of drafts. I think, you know, even in the edit and stuff, that's still a draft. I think, you know, you still get a chance to make it better. I think that's all a draft means essentially. But I had the twist first, and then I spent 2 years hiding it essentially, and trying to make it not so obvious. I mean, I think if anyone's, you know, I think a lot of you probably got it anyway, but as much as you can hide the twist of a film, that was something that I enjoyed trying to do, you know, and that I took quite a lot of care to hide it as best I could. But I love drafts, you know. I think if you had asked me 15 years ago, I would have been a bit more cross and a bit more militant in terms of, you don't know what I'm going for, you know. But what I've learned after a long time doing this is notes are really good, and some of them are great, and you don't have to necessarily put every note you get into the script, but you absolutely have to listen to those notes and at least make the people who give you the notes feel like they've been heard, if you know what I mean. You know, even if it's like, oh, that's pretty good, and you never put it in the script. But that is also part of it, you know, and those people who give you those notes are absolutely valid to do that. And even if one of those in 10 is a fucking great idea, then it's absolutely worth listening to that. So it's a real massive collaboration for me, but with everyone involved in the film. You know. Thank you for your question.
Thank you so much indeed. I think on that note, we must conclude the proceedings to a close. I'm very excited about Getaway 2, Nick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, get a commitment right here and right now.
Yeah, Sky?
Yeah, Sky, yeah.
Brilliant, I can see a green light.
So sorry.
That's the exit sign. Chris, can I thank you? Thanks for doing this. It's wonderful, and also thank you for Sky for putting this on.
Indeed.
I felt like a real movie star tonight, and I really appreciate that. Thanks, guys. And thanks to all of you. Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Give it up to Nick Cross, Ashley B, Maisie Ayres, Sebastian Croft, and Stefan Hars. Get away. Sky Whistle.